Tonight we're hearing for the first time from the father of a University of Alabama graduate who died. Investigators say he overdosed on cocaine that was laced with fentanyl and provided by a Mountain Brook man who's now facing criminal charges.
As On Your Side investigator Jonathan Hardison shows us, the grief this family is enduring is something that's all too familiar to hundreds of families in the Birmingham area.
Bob Gleason can't help but smile when he tells you about his son Tom.
Tom was an independent soul. He was a Bronco buck from the day he was born. He was a strong-willed young man.
Born and raised in Connecticut, Tom came to the University of Alabama for college because he wanted to experience life on a southern campus. And that's where he met the fraternity brothers he reunited with in May in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida, for a bachelor party.
He goes, I'm the best man, I have to go, but it's going to be at this nice house, pool. We're not going to go crazy. And my wife, Pam, said, you sure you want to go to this? He goes, no, I got to go. I got this covered. He goes, we're not going out. We're not going crazy. We're all grown men.
But on May 14th, Bob and his wife got a call that would forever change their lives.
It woke us up, and I hear her going, oh, my God, we're just amazing, screaming in the other room, like, what? He's on a respirator? And I got on the phone with the nurse. She said, yeah, he took some cocaine or something, and he's got fentanyl poisoning, and he's on a ventilator. How soon can you get here? The doctor calls, it says, it looks like he's got some brain damage. I'm like, oh my God. So by the time we get to the airport, land in Charlotte, I believe it was, for more phone calls, and doctor, she goes, I don't think he's going to make it. Do you want us to keep him alive till you get here?
By the time Bob and his wife got to Florida, there wasn't anything doctors could do.
So I call my friend Vic, Dr. Vic. I said, Vic, he starts crying on the phone. He says, well, I knew what the answer was there. So we unplugged him. And just like you see in a movie, like his heart sped up. And it was almost like a whoosh when his life left him. I mean, I'm not a terribly religious person or anything like that, but there was a whoosh of, you could just feel the life leave his body. And then that was it.
Fort Walton Beach Sheriff's deputies are charging John Neighbors from Mountain Brook with providing the cocaine that contained a lethal dose of fentanyl. Bob says it's taken months to begin piecing together what happened that night.
At the end of the night, he said, I have some coke I can bring to you guys. I have some more. They had some earlier in the day that was gone. Everybody said, that's gone. So he said, I got more. He brought this stuff out. He took the first hit. Tom takes the next hit, immediately collapses. The other guys take theirs. Then one guy starts giving Tom CPR. He collapses. Then the other guy collapses, and the other guy collapses. So you just imagine this horrific scene with the four of them just laying there. Cocaine, all my life, was a recreational drug. Okay, you did a line of cocaine at a bachelor party. That's like someone saying, hey, you want a shot of Jack Daniels? And you die. That's what this was. What's the answer? Can you say it's all zero tolerance? What would Tom's wish be? What I said in his obituary? You should never, no one should ever ingest anything, food, drinks, anything that they don't know where it came from. You have to be totally suspicious and suspect of everything you take from now on. That's the world we live in. He was a good guy. He was 26 years old. All his growing pains were over, and he was sailing, and he got tripped up by basically this mosquito bite, what I call it, at the 99-yard line.
Bob says the arrest of Neighbors brings some closure for his family.
So what I wanted mostly, and what I was looking forward to so much, because it's taken a long time, is vindication for Tom, meaning that's number one. I think it's almost good how things drag out. Like when something happens, is you want revenge immediately. The way the system works is for the good in this situation, in my opinion, because time does soften things and it gives you perspective. And I think we have that perspective now.
Now, Bob says he's talking about Tom's life and loss because he's learning how deeply fentanyl overdoses have impacted so many other families, like those of the more than 300 people in Jefferson County alone who've died from a fentanyl overdose this year, including 101 from fentanyl-laced cocaine.
When you get one layer down from how's the weather, people have pain and tragedy that they have suffered in their lives. And if we can be helped to just share, to listen, that's a huge, huge thing. And that's been one of the silver linings, I would say, out of this, that there's no more small talk. It's heart talk now.
We reached out to John Neighbors' Florida attorney, who called this a, quote, sad and tragic situation, but wouldn't offer further comment on the case since it's still ongoing. Jonathan Hardison, WBRC, Fox 6 News, on your side.